to continue talking about Swift and the Swift programming language. And we went through, in the first couple videos, we went through playground number 1. Let's go to playground number 2. So I'm going to double click on this and open it up in Xcode here. And this playground is similar to the last one. It's got a bunch of sample code in here and some comments, right? This playground talks about some other data types. So one of the data types that Swift offers is called a tuple, okay? So a tuple is multiple values in one variable. So oftentimes you have something that you want to keep track of, but it has like 2 or 3 values associated with it. Think username and password, or first name and last name, or a product might have a name, a UPC ID, and a price, right? So something like that. And actually some of these things get more complicated than a tuple too, in which case you might make an object or a class or something to describe it. But the tuple is like a simple type, but it contains more than one value. So you can see here, if I declare my tuple, and I'm declaring it with a let, so it's not going to change in the future, and it has 2 values, 12 and 12. So this also is expressed as a type. So this is actually, a tuple that's type int, right? And we can check that if you hold the Option key and hover over my tuple and you click on it, you can see it's type int, okay? Okay, so let's try another one. So let's say we make another tuple. This one, what type is it? Pop quiz. If you said string int, you are correct, right? And the order matters. So for example, if you were to say, other tup equals, and for some reason you put the number first and the name second, then this would generate an error because we cannot assign type, actually there we go, right? We can't assign type double string to type string double, right? Because this one's string double and this one's double string, so they're different, right? So we could fix that by putting the values in the correct order, okay? Yeah, so the types always have to match, right? So this would be a problem, right? Let's see. So tuples, like above, I made tuples that have 2 values, but this tuple down here has 3, right? And they're all integers, and this one has 4. And you can put as many as you want in there. Maybe try making your own right here with, a mix of types, right? I'll try it here too. You can stop the video and do it on your own, but and then check that against my answer, right? Let's do test tup equals, and then maybe this one's going to be a string and a bool, or a double, and a true, we'll make it a Boolean, and an integer there, right? So that's got 4 values, and if I check it, it's going to be string, double, bool, and int. String, double, bool, int, right? Okay. And then again, you can check those against like the types here, right? So now we get to some challenges, right? So your challenge now is to make some tuples. So define a tuple that holds the username and password. They should both type string. Oh yeah, one more thing, okay? So you can assign the type to a tuple. So if I wanted, I could put the type here and say int and int and int, right? So here I'm declaring explicitly the type for the tuple. This one is declared implicitly, so the type is defined by the type of data that you give it. And the same here, right? So if I wanted to explicitly type something, you could define a variable and say, put the colon and then put the type here. So this would be type string, double, bool, and int. Okay, so that's kind of what they're asking for here. So the idea here is to define some tuples with the types, and then also the extra challenge is to also include the type there, so explicitly type them. Okay.